The 1998 World Cup final was anticipated to be a fiercely competitive match in the tournament's history, with France hosting and Brazil entering as the reigning champions. It was a clash of titans: Zinedine Zidane, the front-runner for that year's Ballon d'Or, versus Ronaldo Nazario, the previous year's Ballon d'Or winner and considered the world's top player at the time. The match was expected to be historic, not just to crown the new world champions, but potentially to decide that year's Ballon d'Or winner. Despite playing on home soil, France was viewed as the underdog against a seemingly invincible Brazilian squad. The outcome of the game defied all predictions, with France delivering a stunning performance to decisively defeat Brazil. The most shocking aspect of the game was Ronaldo's performance. He was visibly struggling, far from his best condition. It emerged later that Ronaldo, who had faced a serious health scare just the day before the match, was initially not expected to play. This backdrop adds layers of drama and intrigue to the final, rendering it one of the most memorable moments in World Cup history. The fallout was so significant that it prompted the Brazilian parliament to initiate an investigation into the mysterious circumstances surrounding the game. Rumors of bribes, threats, blackmail, and even poisoning swirled around the events leading up to the final, sparking a plethora of conspiracy theories. In our latest video analysis, we revisit the 1998 World Cup final, seeking to shed light on the enigmatic events that led up to what is arguably the most unusual final in the World Cup's storied annals.
Way to the end. We as players knew we had great potential.
Heading into the tournament, Brazil and France were recognized as formidable forces on the global stage, each boasting two of the world's premier talents, Zidane and Ronaldo. The duo was familiar with one another from their rivalry in Italy's top football league the preceding season, with Zidane playing for Juventus and Ronaldo for Inter Milan. At 26, Zidane was at the peak of his career, having already led Juventus to triumph over Ronaldo's Inter by a margin of 5 points in the league standings the season before. Despite being only 21, Ronaldo brought an impressive career resume, featuring stints at 4 different clubs across 6 seasons, multiple championship titles, and the distinguished Ballon d'Or, which he clinched at the young age of 20, mere months before the World Cup. Ronaldo aimed to secure back-to-back titles for Brazil, bringing his invaluable experience and star power to the forefront of the team's campaign. The tournament's structure hinted at a potential final showdown between France and Brazil, should both teams dominate their groups as expected. Throughout the group stages, France and Brazil effortlessly clinched the top spots in their respective groups, setting the stage for a thrilling path through the knockout phase. France's journey to the final was marked by victories over Paraguay, Italy, and Croatia, while Brazil's route to the championship match saw them overcoming Chile, Denmark, and the Netherlands. This set the stage for a legendary final on July 12, 1998, where France and Brazil would vie for the World Cup title. In the build-up to the final, Ronaldo was widely regarded as the superior player compared to his French counterpart, Zinedine Zidane, despite Zidane's crucial contributions to France's advance to the final. Zidane's earlier tournament performance was hampered by a knockout during the group stages, in stark contrast to Ronaldo, who had been instrumental in Brazil's progression with 4 goals and multiple assists. The French team viewed Ronaldo with a mix of respect and fear, recognizing him as a formidable opponent capable of dazzling on-field magic. The anticipation for their clash with the Brazilian Maestro heightened the stakes of the final. However, shockwaves were sent around the globe when, just an hour before kickoff, the official team lists were released, and astonishingly, Ronaldo's name was absent from Brazil's lineup. On the day of the championship match, when teams were required to submit their starting rosters to FIFA 72 minutes in advance, the staff member in charge of printing Brazil's lineup was taken aback. He initially thought it was a printing error when he saw Edmundo's name, the substitute forward who hadn't started a game throughout the tournament. However, this was no error. Brazil's head coach, Zagallo, had made a surprising decision that day by starting Edmundo in the final, sidelining the team's leading scorer, Ronaldo. Zagallo then informed the rest of the squad, attempting to reassure them. He drew on his experience from the 1962 World Cup winning Brazilian team, which succeeded even without its star, Pelé, hoping to inspire similar confidence despite the unsettling events the team witnessed the day before and Ronaldo's unexpected benching, which left everyone both inside and outside the camp baffled, given there was no indication he was injured. But as the match approached, the Brazilian team was notably absent from their scheduled warm-up, sparking speculation about another possible lineup change. Indeed, at 8:18 p.m., just an hour before kickoff, Brazil announced a revised lineup. Edmundo was now a substitute, with Ronaldo restored to the starting 11, causing widespread confusion. The French team suspected these were mind games by the Brazilians ahead of the final. Finally emerging from this whirlwind of events, Ronaldo was the last to appear before the cameras, capturing the world's attention. From the outset, Ronaldo and his Brazilian teammates seemed out of sorts, unable to cope with the game's speed. France, led by Zidane, dominated by creating numerous opportunities. Brazil's performance was notably hampered by their lack of a proper warm-up, with Ronaldo aimlessly moving across the field, participating actively only in a handful of attacks. Something was evidently amiss. At the 27-minute mark, Zidane headed in France's opener, followed by a second goal before halftime. By the game's close, France had clinched a 3-0 victory, marking their first World Championship win. The mystery of Ronaldo's condition and his last-minute inclusion in the lineup by coach Zagallo, despite apparent fitness concerns, puzzled many. Questions arose about the team's preparation and Ronaldo's capacity to play. Concerns Zagallo dismissed post-game by insisting he could never substitute Ronaldo. The team's physician attributed Ronaldo's performance to mere fatigue on the final morning. However, this explanation didn't sit well with fans and critics, leading to the dismissal of Zagallo, his coaching staff, and the team doctor. The incident sparked widespread speculation and eventually led to a formal investigation by the Brazilian parliament, unveiling complexities far beyond initial excuses of fatigue and coaching decisions. On July 11, a day before the championship match, the Brazilian national team gathered for their routine 2:00 p.m. lunch. However, the events that followed were anything but ordinary. Following their meal, the team returned to their camp hotel, where Roberto Carlos, sharing a room with Ronaldo, was shocked to find Ronaldo on the floor experiencing severe convulsions and even frothing at the mouth. Roberto Carlos urgently called for the help of nearby teammates in the pool, one of whom was reportedly so startled by the sight that he choked, and for a moment, it seemed Ronaldo had passed away. Miraculously, Ronaldo's convulsions ceased abruptly, and he requested privacy from his teammates to sleep off the ordeal. Ronaldo remained asleep until the day of the final match, oblivious to the frightening episode, only learning about it through the laughter of his teammates. 4 hours prior to the final, Ronaldo, accompanied by team physicians, traveled to a Parisian clinic for a thorough examination. Despite extensive testing, the medical professionals were stumped, unable to diagnose the cause of Ronaldo's sudden affliction. Asserting his well-being, Ronaldo insisted on participating in the final match, convincing the coach of his fitness to play. Nonetheless, the inexplicable nature of the incident fueled various conspiracy theories and speculative explanations regarding what truly happened to Ronaldo that day. The first widely discussed conspiracy theory following the final posits that Ronaldo was poisoned the day before the big game. At first glance, you might find it plausible, especially when considering who stood to gain the most from his absence. The French national team, given that the tournament was hosted in France. The speculation suggests that an individual at the hotel could have tampered with Ronaldo's food by introducing a potentially harmful substance on the eve of the final. However, upon closer examination, this theory holds little water. Each team was responsible for their culinary arrangements, bringing along personal chefs to prepare meals, which diminished the likelihood of any such sabotage. Furthermore, had Ronaldo been subject to poisoning, medical tests conducted before the final would have likely detected anomalies, yet nothing of the sort was reported. Despite its intrigue, this conspiracy theory lacks substantial evidence and has been largely debunked by the public. Second theory suggests Ronaldo sustained an injury during the group stage match against Morocco, experiencing significant knee pain. It's believed that to enable him to continue playing, team physicians administered injections and painkillers, including substances like lidocaine. Incorrect dosages of such substances have the potential to induce cramps and could even result in long-term ligament damage. This theory posits that the treatments Ronaldo received are directly linked to the severe injuries he encountered post-final, which notably impacted his career. Despite these allegations, national team medical staff have firmly refuted these claims, asserting that Ronaldo has never received analgesic injections, whether in an international play or with his club team. There's a theory that the Brazilian national team intentionally lost the World Cup final, spurred by rumors of a deal with France. Shortly after the match, allegations surfaced from an apparent leak within the Brazilian Football Federation, accusing various organizations tied to the final of engaging in corrupt activities. According to these claims, Brazil was enticed to throw the match with the promise of hosting a future World Cup, a promise FIFA seemingly fulfilled 5 years later when Brazil was selected as the host nation. This decision raised eyebrows, leading to speculation about the legitimacy of the arrangement. Critics of the theory questioned why the players, particularly given their advanced ages and the possibility of this being their final World Cup appearance, would consent to such a scheme. Allegedly, a substantial bribe was offered to each player to secure their cooperation, all except Ronaldo, who initially resisted the plan. This resistance led to the concoction of a story about Ronaldo suffering from cramps, sidelining him from the final. However, under pressure, Ronaldo ultimately decided to participate, making a sudden return to the lineup. Despite this, the story gained traction, especially after The Guardian detailed the accusations, including a claim that FIFA assured Brazil an easy group in the following World Cup, a claim seemingly validated when Brazil was placed in a relatively easy group in 2002. The fourth theory surrounding the events of the '98 World Cup final posits that Nike, the major sponsor, played a pivotal role in ensuring Ronaldo's participation despite his health issues. This perspective suggests that brands, known for investing heavily in mere seconds of advertisement during significant events, might go to great lengths to secure extended visibility. In this case, the theory argues that Nike aimed to capitalize on the global audience of billions by ensuring Ronaldo, the face of their campaign and their mercurial boots, was on the field for the full 90 minutes. This theory gains traction considering the extensive pre-World Cup marketing efforts by Nike centered around the Brazilian team and Ronaldo, framing the final as a showdown between Nike and Adidas represented by the French team and Zidane. The late revelation of Ronaldo's injury and potential absence from the game could have been detrimental to Nike, given Ronaldo's star power and the importance of the mercurial boots, which became highly profitable post-tournament. It is alleged that Nike's influence extended to contractual obligations with the Brazilian Football Federation, reportedly worth $160 million, mandating the appearance of star players in all matches. The narrative further claims that the federation's president was compelled to ensure Ronaldo's participation, even if it meant overriding the coach's initial lineup decisions. Further fueling this theory are accusations of corruption against the federation's president and leaked statements from Edmundo, Ronaldo's potential replacement, suggesting Nike's intervention was indeed real. Despite these allegations and the subsequent denial from Nike, asserting Ronaldo's autonomous decision to play, the conspiracy theories persist. Ronaldo himself has addressed these speculations, dismissing them as mere conjecture. Yet, the lack of a definitive explanation continues to leave room for doubt and speculation regarding the true dynamics between Ronaldo, Nike, and the Brazilian national team during one of football's most iconic moments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most intriguing stories in World Cup history, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We bring you insightful analyses, uncover hidden stories in sports, and explore the untold aspects of your favorite games. Subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Thanks for watching.